I'm gonna start this video off by saying if you are afraid and you have this fear and you are worried that you are not growing on Instagram and you don't know what's going on, you are valid. So today is Friday. I filmed about 3 other videos this week so that I can space things out when I'm getting married next weekend and on my honeymoon, which is crazy. So thank you guys for supporting me through that. And I appreciate you just like allowing me to pre-record stuff and get it out for you. And I hope that you understand that I won't be responding to comments immediately, but I always read everything. But I wanted to talk about one thing because I got a DM today that really struck me. And I'm not gonna show the DM. It seemed like a private message from someone, but they were just like, Kent, I am stuck. I've tried everything. I've tried all these growth things. I've tried bot stuff. I've tried organic stuff. I've tried Gary Vee's $1.80 strategy. I've tried all these different things and nothing is working. I can't grow. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to say like, same. Yeah, like we all go through that. That is a fear that I have every day. Every day I wake up and I do this full time now and I'm like, crap, I'm not doing enough every day. It is brutal. And I wanted to make a video about just letting that go and figuring out how you can use your social media to benefit you in the best way possible. And that doesn't always mean growth, but if it does, I've got a lot to say. I also had this really interesting thought that we're all working for Instagram for free. Like we all struggle so much to fill up our feeds and do all these things for Instagram so that they can have a bunch of users with full feeds that are active. Like what? Okay, so we're gonna go over to the whiteboard over here and we're gonna talk about a few things, but I want to let you know that things I'm gonna say are a bit of an inconvenient truth. And I want you to know I'm doing this in the most loving way, in a very self-critical way as well, of just setting us all up for success in the future. We need to be more strategic, we need to be planning, and we need to be thoughtful about what we're posting. We can't just post to post. If you are waking up, I don't know, on a Wednesday and you go, what am I gonna post on Instagram today? That's not a good thing. I don't think that that is gonna set you up for success. It may for some, but I'm gonna come out and say that I just don't think that that's right. So let's get over the whiteboard and let's make this happen. Okay, so you're not growing on Instagram and that sucks and I don't want you to feel like that anymore. Here's how we're gonna get over that hurdle. I'm just gonna say this right off the bat, no more excuses. I'm not like gonna go easy on it. I'm literally just gonna be like, this is what I'm going to do and I think that this is a great strategy that you guys can implement on your own to just start growing again. Change things up. We just need a full like shake up. I'm gonna be the person that's gonna grab you by the shoulders and just. So here is something I've been thinking a lot about, and I especially have experienced it with my Instagram account @photo. With @photo, here's where things went wrong and where we stopped growing. Now I've talked about this like a million times, but basically @photo did 100,000 followers like within the first year or something like that, which was insane. Like, so we were just on this insane uptick of growth. I don't know, I hadn't seen anything grow that fast like in the repost account space other than like the things that the High on Life guys are doing, which is amazing, and like sending a lot of love to those guys. So here's what was happening. We were posting all kinds of unique content, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and just trying to basically be the change, like a wave of change that we wanted to see on social media. And we were like, great, so we're just gonna post good ass content. And then I got too busy. And when I say that, I mean like, I wasn't as focused on just rapid growth. I was focused on, oh, we can just post good content and all the photos will do well. I was wrong. That is just not how it works. The moment you just start posting to post, that's when you start failing. And I started to preach this strategy of just like, as long as you just have content out there, you're gonna do fine. And I didn't really realize how wrong that was. Posting to post really started to stagnate the account. And until recently, we haven't started to tick back up, but literally it's been within the past week that we've had a tick up because we brought in someone new who was just like, let's shake things up. So there's 2 guys that run @photo right now. I'm gonna put both their Instagram handles on the screen, like right over there. They're incredible guys. 2 of my most like incredible and smart Instagram people. If you want help, if you want them to help you, you just like reach out. We can totally make something like that happen. But what they decided to do was just shake things up. So they started doing all kinds of new stories, all kinds of new photos and content. There's video, there's people, which is a really interesting one. There's no face to this account. We kind of want it to be something, so why not make it something? Put people on it. And we're doing that through collaboration, and we're gonna get further into that, but stay with me. But here was the reason I figured out why we stagnated so much in this like little phase right here that really just hurt the account. What was wrong with @photo and what's wrong with a lot of our accounts is they're just so similar. There's nothing different. I mean, even if you're doing something different, there's nothing different. The reason these like weird Instagram niches grow so quickly is because they just are posting something that we just have not seen before. And now I'm not saying we need to start doing things that no one's ever seen before, but I'm saying learn from these people. Why is it that I learned that there's an entire community of people on Instagram opening Pokemon card packs and just getting millions and millions and millions of views doing it, and I'd never even heard of it? Well, it's because they just brought something new to the space. You know, if I'm making YouTube videos and I post a picture of myself every day or a quote or something simple, and then like a highlight video from my podcast, which I don't have yet, or a highlight from my Instagram video or IGTV or my tweets or like something, I'm not doing anything different than anyone else is doing. That's what everyone is doing. And here's something to think about. I kind of separate influencers into 3 categories. So we've got like the 1 mil plus, 100K plus, 1 plus. This is kind of how I divide up influencers. And I actually talked about this with my good friend Sarah, who we were doing a live stream about my new course that's coming out. It's all about joining a new social media platform. I highly recommend you check it out. It's one of the coolest things I've made yet. And it's a new format for me. So I'm really experimenting with it. I'm not trying to do this to you, not trying to pull one on you, but there is a link below if you want to check it out. It is a paid course, so take that in consideration. I promise to do something free soon, but this was just kind of my first test at a course, if that makes sense. So what I talked about was how these bottom 2 categories kind of forget to be creative when it comes to growth. Because we see the people at the top doing the very baseline strategies of post once a day, post on your stories, comment back to people, like that basic stuff that you see on everything when you Google, why am I not growing on Instagram? How to grow more on Instagram, things like that. That's what these 1 mil plus people are doing. Then there's a select few of the like 100 to 500,000 people, I would say, that are doing a good job of this, but everyone else falls trapped to just doing what those 1 mil plus people are doing because it works. No, it works for them because they don't have to be creative anymore. They've already got the audience. We don't have the audience. So what do? We need to be creative and we need to differentiate. God, I hope that is spelled right. You know what? I'm not gonna write the word so that in case it's spelled wrong, I don't look like an idiot. What we need to do is differentiate, and I created this beautiful chart. Check this out. Remember all those math classes I took in college? Right here, this is me using that knowledge. Boom. So on the x-axis here, we've got growth, and on the y-axis, we've got different content. Basically something that's not the same as everyone else. And so here's my theory. The more different your content, the more you're gonna grow. Plain and simple. And I mean this very literally in a way of like, I make YouTube videos and I need to figure out what is my offering that is just different. What is completely different about my account? I'm sitting on the fact that I try and just give as much value as possible, but I can't just say that, I actually have to do it. So I'm trying to walk the walk there. But say you're, I don't know, a lot of people in my world right now, I talk to a lot of wedding photographers. If you're just posting photos from your wedding, are you really doing anything different to grow? I guarantee if you're in that space, you've asked yourself, like, why am I not growing? Why am I so stressed about Instagram? It's probably because you're posting the same thing. And it's not a bad thing. You just like, we didn't know, we didn't talk about this. So let's find a way to be different. Let's brainstorm that. Like, that's what I want to do. I think next week I'm gonna do a content strategy for someone in the wedding industry, someone in the wedding photography industry, and I think that that would translate to video as well, and then a bunch of the other vendors, because I think that they're all great. I want to make this claim for myself, and I want to try and hold everyone else to it, is it's not the algorithm's fault anymore. That's not a factor. We're not playing that game anymore. We can't blame the algorithm. The reason we're not growing is ourselves. We don't have different content. We're all posting the same shit on social media, and it doesn't make a difference to people. I personally only watch like 5 or 6 content creators because they all make the weirdest stuff and it's so different. Like truly, what do you consume online? When you go on Instagram, are you looking at other people that are very similar to you? Or do you have those like 5 random people that you follow that are just like, what the heck is going on here? You know what I haven't seen done really well, but I think could just be really, really good, is like someone really full on incorporating memes into their brand. Like imagine them being like a wedding videographer and a memer, you know? They're like, oh, I love making wedding videos and I love making memes. And so here's a culmination of all of that. So you follow, you get beautiful wedding videos and you get memes. You know who talks about that is India Earl. I read on her website in her bio. that like memes is one of her love languages, which I think is a hilarious way to say that. And I was like, dang, I almost wish you could like, well, she's doing fine on Instagram, she doesn't need me. But like, I wonder if there's a way that you could like incorporate something like that. Like just things like that. Like I love tacos so much. Why are there not more tacos on my Instagram? I don't know. It could be anything. And I think that's what's so special is because I feel like we're kind of on the wave of a change here. We're on a wave of everyone's gonna rethink their content, and this coming like winter is gonna be like a reshaping for everyone. So that by next year, when clients are starting to reach out to people for business and you know, the whole new year starts and everyone's trying to get their fresh start, you've got something new. Okay, here's a few tips I'm gonna give you to execute this. All right, first thing I'm gonna say, never, ever just post on Instagram. If you're trying to run a business and you're trying to grow on social media and you're using social media as your big growth tool, do not just post on social media. That is going to just suit you terribly. Let's always be strategic. And if you want to brainstorm that with me, call me. Like I will literally help you do that. It's not even something I want to charge for right now. I probably will in the future. I just think that I just want you to be strategic. Like let's talk about it. And then the next thing, pick a schedule. We got 7 days in the week. We're gonna post 4 of those days or 3 of those days or 2 of those days. It doesn't matter as long as your stuff is new. Whether you're posting 7 of those days or 1 of those days, it doesn't matter. I just want you to think about what you're posting. We can spend an hour on Sunday or Monday planning out all the content for the week, and then we don't have to think about it, and it's already like well thought out stuff. All right, so say we're posting on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Maybe here on Monday, we're doing all of our planning for that. And this includes like picking the photo, writing the caption, and then maybe even writing the first comment for yourself. I found that writing a first comment is like a nice way to just like get the comment section going, especially because you can like pose a more interesting question there and it feels like an easier place for people to respond to instead of like responding to the post and then they look like, oh, they're trying to interact with this influencer and get attention, but you're not trying to get attention, you're just trying to support them and like they're asking a question, you want to help, but like they were just trying to like get more comments. You know that whole game that people play? Yeah, I may have just called somebody out there, but let's plan that this time and plan for like actually good content that's gonna spark some interest. I have this really cool idea for a video planned after the wedding where I'm gonna try just all of the random Instagram niches I find and just like see how it goes and post those on my Instagram. I think even though I'm just trying those, that's actually gonna be huge for me because there's gonna be like random content that my audience probably won't enjoy, but will give me a huge differentiator and a chance to grow because I'm, again, for a video, trying all these types of content, but it's actually me literally doing all different types of content. Okay, so let's play on the example of if you're a wedding photographer and you're feeling stuck. What could you do? Who could you collab with? Maybe instead of just posting, oh, here's another photo of me that another photographer took and I'm selling my course on it, what if it's you talking to a camera? What if the wedding photographer was really into music? And so from now on, instead of their photos just being photos, it's actually a photo, which is a video, and just has music behind it. So when you're scrolling down their feed, you can like listen to a vibe while watching or while looking at their photo. So I don't know. Don't steal that idea. I kind of like that idea. Actually, feel free. Feel free to steal that idea. I don't know, I'm just brainstorming. This video is getting a little bit long, but I just wanted to bring this point up and say that like, I'm going through this too. I'm working out a content strategy for myself. Like I'm still new in this as like a business owner and I've been working on all these strategies for everyone else that I really need to sit down and like make one for myself. But this is just something I was thinking about and try and really think about what your differentiator is and why someone should actually follow you. Literally, I mean this in the meanest and kindest way at the same time. What makes you different? Like, why would I follow you? Truly, why? Is it because we're friends? Or is it because you actually make good content? Or is it because, you know, you bring something to the table that I don't get everywhere else? What is it? All right, so that's all. Have a good week. I'm probably on my honeymoon when you're seeing this video. So drop me a comment if you're seeing anything I'm posting on Instagram, but fun times ahead. Isn't this weird? Like this whole video is filmed pre-wedding and I am not married yet, but when you see this, I'm going to be married, so it's gonna be a whole different kind. All right, I'm going crazy. Bye.
Think I can fly. Think I can fly when I'm with you. My arms are wide, catching fire as the wind blows. I know that I'm rich enough for pride. I see $1 billion in